powerhouse, Ahmed El-Biali. Zuffa Boxing 3, Ajagba versus Martin, only on Paramount+.
We're back, Sin City, Zuffa Boxing 3. Tonight we got two guys with ill intentions, both going for the knockout. It's a heavyweight showdown and it starts right now.
Efe Ajagba is a heavyweight with a lot of potential. And a knockout puncher. He's a long-limbed, in-shape heavyweight who can take guys out with one shot.
That's another KO victory. He ain't the one to play with.
Not all that long ago, he was one of the best and most interesting rising heavyweight prospects in the world. So Ajagba is not only a big punching heavyweight,
That is one scary man.
but a heavyweight who could have a real future. And that kind of heavyweight has to beat Charles Martin. Charles Martin's a guy who's gonna find out about you. He's gonna find out if you're real. And if you don't have a future at the elite level of the heavyweight division, Charles Martin might put your lights out. I mean, Charles Martin has put guys on the canvas with one shot. Charles Martin is an experienced southpaw puncher.
Former IBF heavyweight champion.
It presents all kinds of problems because there aren't that many southpaw heavyweights at the world-class level. And when you add the extra layer where the guy can take you out with one shot, it's a problem. Efe Ajagba and Charles Martin.
This one's gonna be a good one.
Has a chance to be an action fight.
That's why I said I'm gonna knock him out.
Ain't nobody doing shit to me. You gonna have to fucking kill me.
Both knowing that Ajagba with the right hand and Martin with the left hand, when those shots land, fight's over. It could end at any moment.
I know I won this fight, I know.
Two heavyweight punchers.
I ain't the one to play with. Shooting across that line, homie, I ain't the one to play with. I told you I ain't the one to play with.
Max, you're not the only one that's hyped. It all goes down right here at the Meta Apex in the fight capital of the world. Good day and welcome into Zuffa Boxing 3. I'm Molly Karam. That is Antonio Tarver, Mark Kriegel. Hi, guys.
Hey, how you
What's
doing?
up, Molly?
I mean, I'm pretty fired up because we got heavyweights tonight, and nothing's better than a big prize heavyweight fight, right, Antonio?
You're absolutely right. And we have two guys that are in desperate need of an impressive win. You know, when you give guys like Martin an opportunity like this to beat a guy that's right now top 5 in the world, it's an opportunity that he can't let slip through his fingers. This is a slick southpaw that knows how to move around that ring, Mark.
Listen, either guy can win, either guy can win by knockout, and what's best about it is both guys vow that that's exactly what they're going to do.
You know, guys, there's been some other crazy heavyweight fights here in Vegas, but nothing is better, in my opinion, than Rocky Balboa and Mason Dixon. I'm just wondering if you remember that?
That's been a while ago, but I do remember.
A little flashback. Good times right there, right?
Awesome. Yes, it was.
So you played heavyweight on TV, but in real life, we were the champ light heavyweight. All right, let's show everybody the card for tonight. Set the table. We got Zuffa Boxing 3 coming your way at 9 Eastern time. That main card, undefeated lightweights, Abel Mejia, Gabriel Pepenito, they're opening things up for us as they both fight in their first 8-rounder. Then unbeaten Austrian light heavyweight Umar Jambekov faces Ahmed El-Biali, riding an 8-fight win streak. Then it's the first Zuffa Boxing heavyweight headliner. You can tell we're fired up. The silent roller, Efe Ajagba, he's meeting former heavyweight title holder Charles Martin. Antonio, why are you excited about this main event, this matchup?
Well, you know, I think both of these guys are capable. And like I said, Charles Martin having the experience, and he had a big fight against the guy from Houston and fought him well. And in this fight, he was not supposed to compete as well as he did against Anderson, one of the better named heavyweights in America. But it was Charles Martin that gave him fits all night long, landing those big shots. And right before the fight ended, he hurt Anderson. And that showed me that Martin still had it. And between that, he sandwiched 2 knockouts between that decision loss. So I think he's prepped for a breakout fight tonight, and he'll need one.
You know, I was there that night that he fought Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson was considered not just the next great American heavyweight, but the next great heavyweight champion. What we saw from Martin that night was really impressive. What people don't know, nor do they appreciate, is what he did that night was on 12 days' notice. Now he's had a full camp. He feels fully appreciated. He's with his longtime coach, Henry Tillman, whom you might remember beat Mike Tyson not once, but twice in the Olympic tryouts. But you also have a case here of competing dreams. Martin thinks this is going to straighten out every regret in his life. He'll be able to be a better father. He'll be able to make a final run at the championship. But Efe Ajagba says this is the night he becomes a real contender, gets all the Zuffa shine on him. He vows a knockout. One thing to keep in mind, he's only had a 5-week camp, and he's 14 pounds heavier than he usually comes in. Just something to think about.
And he's also fighting with a heavy heart, which you'll get into later, because I know you spent time with both these fighters. So let's take a look at the tail of the tape for our main event here. Ajagba's 8 years younger. He's got a 5-inch reach advantage. Antonio, Ajagba's 85-inch reach, that's the longest of any top 10 ranked heavyweight contender. How big of an advantage is that?
You know, it's a big advantage. His reach is crazy. It's a big advantage, especially when you can use that jab effectively. And I think he's going to need to use that jab effectively early to make sure he's able to slam that right hand home often as this fight begins.
And as far as weight, fellas, Ajagba came in at 254, which is the heaviest he's ever been by nearly 15 pounds. We need to discuss that later. Prince Charles Martin told us he's in the best shape he has ever been in, and he's all the way locked in.
I know where I come from. I made something out of nothing.
Yeah, Martin's got power.
I've been in this game for 20 years. I'll be damned if I go out unfulfilled.
What do you want from this fight with Efe Ajagba?
To put this man away in great fashion and give him his first knockout loss.
How do you know you're going to knock him out?
Because he stands straight up. You know, he gets hit a lot.
He was an Olympian. Who has more experience?
Professional experience, I got more experience, absolutely.
You know what Ajagba said, right?
What?
He's gonna knock you out.
Ain't nobody doing shit to me. You gonna have to fucking kill me. He ain't fucking with me, man. 40-year-old grown-ass man.
Charles Martin won a piece of the heavyweight title 10 years ago and then lost it a few years later to Anthony Joshua, one of the shortest reigns in heavyweight history. Now let's bring in our insider. No one is more dialed in than Mike Coppinger. Cop, I know you were speaking to Martin's camp. Talk to me.
Legacy. That is what tonight's main event is all about for Charles Martin, who fights Efe Ajagba later tonight. And why? When Charles Martin won a piece of the heavyweight title 10 years ago, he did so when his opponent blew out his right knee early in the fight. Robbed of an opportunity to win in an explosive fashion, Martin feels like he has a chance 10 years later, and that all starts tonight. And reinforcements are on the way. I'm told that there are 3 big American heavyweight signings coming to Zuffa, including a former heavyweight champion.
Cop, thank you. The redemption tour right there. Now let's go ringside. A lot of star power. We got Tess, Dre, and Max.
Molly, thank you very much. So the news from Cop that Zuffa will be beefing up the heavyweight division. By the way, let's show you the Ring Magazine rankings and the top 10 because, listen, you read what's going on here. We understand there's going to be a championship fight happening in Zuffa based on 2 top 10 ring cruiserweights, but the heavyweight division is interesting because anything can happen at any time. And when you look down there, you see number 8 is Efe Ajagba. This is a fight of significance tonight.
Efe Ajagba several years ago was considered the most interesting prospect in the heavyweight division, certainly in terms of punching power. He was a guy who was very dangerous because he could whack with that right hand. Long jab, big right hand. His only loss in his career came to Frank Sanchez, with a deep amateur background. Cuban with a deep amateur background is code word in boxing for this is going to be tough. And then he came into the fight at Ajagba with 2 bad elbows that required surgery afterwards. His only other blemish is a draw against Bacole, who was coming off a win not long ago against Jared Anderson. I mean, Ajagba is a real heavyweight prospect, and he's in tough.
Yeah, week by week, what you see here with Zuffa is development and different rungs on the ladder. Tonight is a little bit of one of those rungs. First heavyweight main event, based on the information you hear from Cup. Expect many more in the near future. Now, the other thing we've learned is to watch the prelims for rising stars, for breakout performances. We've had a few, at least some eye-opening guys. Dre, where will your eyes be tonight?
Man, I'm looking at Abel Mejia. He's a guy that when I watch him, when I look at his record, he jumps off the film at me. And it's his offense, but it's also what sets the offense up. For a young fighter, he's very patient, he's very calculated, but when in range, he's got something special with both hands. So he's a guy that I have my eye on.
You know what I love about all the guys you have on your list, Andre? Professional boxing, it's not just, hey, are you good? Can you come along? It's, are you giving fans something to watch? Every pick there is an interesting fighter to watch. They give you something to watch, no matter the style.
And they end up in interesting fights. That has been a trend. Molly, we think we're going to have a few of those tonight.
I'm here for all of it and looking forward to hearing you guys on the call in just a bit because we're minutes away from the Zuffa Boxing 3 prelims, which begin at the top of the hour. It's full of some names looking to make a statement in their Zuffa Boxing debuts. Topping the prelims is the Robert Garcia-trained Leo Ruiz and also Casey Streeter in a middleweight fight. Let's check back in with our insider, Mike Kopp. And Jared Kopp, what you got for me?
Thanks, Molly. So Umar Jambekov fights Ahmed El Bialy in tonight's co-main event. And while the light heavyweight roster is still being assembled, Zuffa officials tell me that a fight is already being lined up for tonight's winner. Hara Kalajic at Zuffa Boxing 2 got off the canvas twice in an amazing comeback victory to score an explosive knockout over Alexander Vozdik. So Harad now is in line, I'm told, to fight the winner of tonight's fight. So already a lot at stake for both Jambekov and El Bialy. Back to you guys.
Kopp, thank you so much. We are moments away from Zuffa Boxing 3, where all the action goes down. Antonio Woods, he's ready to go. He looks pretty relaxed, Antonio.
Oh, yeah, that's what we do before the fight. He's just ready to get in there and take care of business.
Right? And he's taking on Mark Buke, of course. Kriegel, I mean, are you used to seeing a guy that he's pretty happy, relaxed, heading into it?
Looks like me before a show. Easy, right?
Oh, my goodness. But don't forget, it's all about the heavyweights.
He stepped into the ring with me, so it is what it is. So that's what it's care about me.
What makes me a great fighter is my speed. These guys don't move like that, especially in the heavyweight division. And that speed, man, that speed is everything.
A lot more coming your way from the fight capital of the world. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Ajagba is the best 200-pound boxer on planet Earth. But Brandon Glanton is a dangerous opponent. He throws power punches, and he does not stop. With the Zuffa Boxing Cruiserweight title on the line, let's go! This is going to be a firefight.
Stepped in this place undefeated, and I bet you I leave out of here to say.
Ajagba, undefeated, 23 knockouts. Wow.
But Brandon Glanton is a relentless power puncher.
I came to finish you.
If either one connects solid, it's game over.
Game over.
The Zuffa Boxing Cruiserweight title is on the line.
Right here, right now. I came to finish you. Game over.
There it is, gentlemen. Look at that. What do you, right? The first look at the belt. Both Jai and Glanton will join us live right here on set post-fight. So I'm really looking forward to that interview. Could be some fireworks, so buckle up, folks. And don't forget, boxing coming up in just about 15 minutes. Emilio Alvarado right there. He's just 18 years old, fighting out of California. A lot of upside.
Abel Mejia versus Jabril Pebenito. I don't see how this is not a great action fight.
My fighting style, I would say, is very aggressive, very explosive.
He is a sharpshooter.
Comes forward, he knows what he's doing, throws compact punches, and Pebenito is fighting to get to the next level.
I'm gonna show him things that he's never ever seen before.
Fast hands by the Lion. Pebenito gets the knockout.
He's got an aggressive style that his fans really approve of.
So it's going to be my first undefeated versus undefeated.
We'll see who's really the top dog when it comes down to this.
But how they say someone's always got to go.
Practically guaranteed fight of the night. This is the one you don't want to miss.
I'm not going in there to be his friend. I'm going in there to take his head off.
My prediction is I'm gonna win. No ifs, ands, or buts.
All right, welcome back in. So we've talked the main event, gentlemen, but we got to talk about these other two big fights on the main card. So our opening bout sees undefeated Mejia and Pebenito jump into their first 8-round fight. Now, Mejia missed weight by 2 pounds. Antonio, what are you looking forward to in this one?
You know, I think both of these fighters are young and talented. Someone old has to go. And when you look at Jabril Pebenito, he is a guy that's very tough and rugged. You know, he likes to be in your face, you know, putting a lot of pressure on you. And they say he's southpaw, but I've seen this guy fight orthodox for a long period of time in his fight. So he is ambidextrous pretty much. He does what he has to do to win.
Kriegel, how about the light heavyweight fight?
That's the one I'm looking forward to. Listen, Umar Jambek, I should win. He's more stylish, he's more accomplished boxer, he has the greater pedigree. The last time I picked a guy with a greater pedigree, a stylish guy, was Alexander Vozdik a couple weeks ago, and look what happened with that. He lost to Hot Rod Kalajic. What I'm looking for here, if it isn't exactly the upset, which, by the way, my man here, he did pick it, Nostradamus Carver, he did pick that one, I did not. But what I'm looking for here is for LB Ali to take something out of Umar to show that he is, in fact, a star, not unlike what Diego Torres did for Rayo Valenzuela on that same card.
We've already seen plenty of upsets here at Zuffa Boxing, so we're fired up for those, but all eyes will be on the heavyweights. Efe Ajagba, who's fighting for much more than clout. He sat down with our Mark Kriegel.
The youngest of 5 boys born to Samuel and Teresa Ajagba. The name Efe denotes prosperity, though his hometown of Ughelli was anything but.
Getting mosquitoes, no electricity, water flooding. I work in bakery, I bring money home. My father used to provide. The reason why I went to bakery is my dad had a stroke. We didn't need the money to feed, to survive.
But at 17, F.A. enrolled in a local gym. He'd always loved watching boxing with his father. Now, maybe one day his father would be watching him.
But my father tried to stop me from boxing. I'm trying to stop and walk and go to training. But my dad said no. We didn't need the money.
His father wouldn't truly relent until F.A. earned a spot on the national team.
The first money I receive when I represent Nigeria for Commonwealth Games, I give it to my dad.
You fight in the Commonwealth Games, you go to the Olympics, then you make a decision to be a pro.
I asked my dad, United States or Canada, which one's the best place to do for boxing? My dad said USA. He told me if I go to America, I should not date American women.
I am happy his father told him to come here because we wouldn't have never met.
When did you know you were in love with him?
One day, I had gave him a hug, and it may sound weird to everybody else, but it was like his flesh felt like my flesh. And out of nowhere, I just told him, I was like, I want to be with you forever. When he's not boxing and everything is quiet, I know his thoughts are in Nigeria. There's like this darkness over him.
Just wanted to see my family. I've not seen my dad for 8 years.
We booked it for June 23rd, and his dad died June 19th. I cried, he cried. To have waited so long and finally got the opportunity to go back home and your dad dies right before you get there.
It's emotional. Tough, very tough.
Now the season for grieving is over. F.A. Ajagba's got to fight with a former champion, Charles Martin.
I think this is the moment that will make him great. See how he faces adversity, father gone, wanting to show everybody that he is the true heavyweight and fight for a world title.
My dad is here. He's everywhere. He's watching me. He's up there. I want to dedicate this knockout to my dad. I want to dedicate this fight to him.
Can't wait for that heavyweight fight. The main event, that's going to start at the main card, at 9 p.m. Eastern. And I just want to say, Kriegel, that was an exceptional piece. And obviously he's fighting with a heavy heart, condolences about the loss of his father. But what a strong woman by his side who is also his manager. But could you explain to me a little more about how he really got into boxing?
Well, he wasn't always predicting knockouts. You know, at 17, he didn't look like F.A. Ajagba you see today. You know, he was a skinny, tall, skinny kid. And he runs into a guy he describes as the bodybuilder. And he's with his girlfriend. The bodybuilder insults him, and the girlfriend laughs. And what really gets under F.A.'s skin is she didn't apologize. So, of course, the big bodybuilder guy says, what are you going to do about it? Moment of truth. He hauls off, hits him with a right hand. Guy goes down. They thought he was dead. F.A. was like waiting for the cops. And once he gets up, a friend of F.A. suggests, hey, you know, maybe you might want to quit the bakery gig and sign up for the local gym. You mentioned before F.A.'s wife, Tia. Mm-hmm. She is not only his manager, she is the mother of their 3 children, so he has a lot to answer to at home. Mm-hmm. She is, by the way, very good genes. Her brother is Jordan Brooks, linebacker of the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, really interesting. And the moral of the story for me is don't disrespect F.A. Ajagba, because you can see what can happen. Antonio, we've been talking a lot about the weight, though. Ajagba weighed about 15 pounds heavier than he's ever weighed. Could that be a factor tonight?
It could be, but as you see him on the scales, it looks like good weight. He looks good in the skin, and, you know, Deontay Wilder really wanted to put on a little muscle and weight, never could. And when you fight these big guys like Charles Martin, you know, you're going to need some weight to keep these guys at bay.
To me, the big variable here is FA. Whatever you want to say about him, he is fully incentivized. He's vowing knockouts for his dad, but it's a 5-week camp, and that's considerably less than he's accustomed to. So I don't know if that's the reason for the waiter. He just wants to be able to sit down, but it's something to really think about.
All right, let's check back in with our insider, Cop. Cop, we've been talking a little bit of love stories here, and you know a lot of money was spent last night. Flowers, chocolate, dinner, reservations. Vegas was packed for Valentine's Day. We're here for the people. Let's help them, Mike, make that money back. What you got for me?
That's right, Molly. We're going to make some money, hopefully. So first off, on this 3-fight parlay, we have a lightweight opener that's 8 rounds between Mejia and Pei Benito. And while it is only 8 rounds, these are 2 explosive punchers, both undefeated fighters. I like that fight to end inside the distance. And then moving on to the co-main, John Bekhoff and Ahmed Albiali. John Bekhoff, undefeated prospect. I like him to win. And then, of course, the heavyweight main event, 2 big-time punchers, F.A. Ajagba and Charles Martin. I also like that to end inside that 10-round distance. And if you want to throw $100 on this, you will come out with $331. Back to you guys.
Cop, I love it. All right, so
Cop's going to make me rich.
Yeah, that's what our insider thinks. I want to hear from you guys. Let's pick these fights. Up first, the opening fight, Mejia, Pei Benito. Who you got, Antonio?
You know, I like Pei Benito, but I got to go with Ahmad, man, right now, because this is a guy with skill set and talent. I think that's the difference in this fight, even though Pei Benito has the heart.
Jay Brio, Pei Benito will win. That's my upset pick. He's certainly the livest dog. Mejia has been down twice. I don't like him not making weight. I think that Pei Benito will test him. Plus, he's got 5 kids at home. It's a lot of mouths to feed, a lot of incentive.
Absolutely. Moving on to the co-feature, the light heavyweights, John Bekhoff and El Bialy. Who are you taking, Antonio?
You know, I got to go with Jim Bekhoff, man. He has the talent, he has the skill set, the technique, but he's in for a heck of a fight because he got a real dog in front of him.
I hate to agree with my partner, but I do so, John Bekhoff. I just think that he has too much pedigree, too much style, too much of the right kind of style.
So go in the distance? Go in the distance, guys?
Probably.
Okay, all right. And then the heavyweights, of course, of Ajagba and Martin. Whose hand is going to be raised tonight?
I tell you, if it ends early, I'm going with Ajagba. But if it gets out of the 4th round, look out for that upset. Charles Martin and that southpaw get it done in a decision.
Anything could happen here. I really have to go with F.A. Ajagba. He does have an 85-inch reach. The only other guy I know with an 85-inch reach was named Tyson Fury. The question is, does he know how to use that early? Can he make that count early?
And they're both going for the knockout. Nothing better than that. Zuffa Boxing is starting right now, live from the Meta Apex in Vegas. Please enjoy those fights. And we will see you back here post-fight.
Welcome to Las Vegas, a weekend filled with Valentine's date nights, now counterbalanced by an exciting night of fights. We're at the early home to Zuffa Boxing. The Meta Apex has quickly become the hotspot for fight fans in Vegas. And the midday crowd is gathering here, arriving and taking the start of what should be another very well-rounded card of full action. And for the first time, Zuffa Boxing puts forth a heavyweight main event. F.A. Ajagba has always carried so much promise. Now, a top 10 contending big man looks to impress. He faces the former belt holder and still very capable veteran, Charles Martin. So glad you're with us for Zuffa Boxing 3. Joe Tessitore, Max Kellerman, and the Hall of Famer Andre Ward with you. Max, the old axiom in boxing is there's boxing and then there's heavyweight boxing. A lot of eyeballs.
I mean, look, the heavyweight division is different. A lot of people think, well, like a middleweight hitting a middleweight, a heavyweight hitting a heavyweight, it's proportionally the same. It is not. The human body can only, withstand so much force. A guy in the old days, they'd say a guy over 200 pounds, it's not 200, it's 230, 240, 250. When that shot lands, something breaks. Someone's got to go. And we got two punchers in there tonight.
What intrigues you about this heavyweight clash, Trey?
Man, I'm looking at both of these guys, and they both got forks in the roads. They're both at crossroads in their careers for different reasons. F.A. Ajagba was once a fast-rising heavyweight prospect and kind of was a fringe contender. And I don't think he's fallen off, but he's certainly cooled off. And a knockout tonight against Martin puts him right back in the heavyweight discussion, but it's the same thing for Martin. It's a guy that's had chance after chance after chance. He's been at the mountaintop for a brief moment as a champion, but for every fighter, you get that last chance. Martin has to make sure tonight with a big win that that's not him.
And then we'll throw in the other axiom. The punch is the last thing to go. You're watching heavyweights tonight in the main event. We think we're in store for a good one right away at 9 p.m. Eastern with the main portion of the show. That is 10-0 Abel Mejia. He takes on the very determined 6-0 Jabril Pay Benito. And then Umar Jambekov is 13-0, our co-feature, the light heavyweight, trying to keep some career momentum going against a well-experienced puncher in Ahmed El Biali. Then it is that main event that we have been talking about. F.A. Ajagba says he will knock out Charles Martin. Dre, he's fighting with emotion. He's dedicating what he says the knockout win to his late father.
Yes, he wants to show his father proud. He knows that chances, again, don't come very often in this sport, and the stage is set. It's the perfect opportunity for him to get his name back in the heavyweight picture, to try to position himself to try to win a world title, but he must get it done tonight.
Charles Martin, Max, a lot of miles on the odometer, but he feels he is ready and he is primed for this challenge.
You know, sometimes you have a fighter meeting with a guy ahead of a fight, and what you see in that meeting and what you learn about the fighter behind the scenes makes you think, this might be a little different. Ajagba comes in the big favorite. Based on what I have seen, heard, and what I believe I know, I think those odds are too wide. Charles Martin appears to me to be very live tonight.
A live dog, older heavyweight. It's going to be a good main event. Now, as for the prelims, it includes a few young prospects that we want to focus in on. Emiliano Alvarado, 18-year-old unbeaten. Oswaldo Molina, well-skilled 19-year-old Mexican lightweight. They are in 2 of our 5 prelims, and we're going to get to it right away. A 6-round lightweight bout. Dario Kuchmenov, 9-0 with 7 knockouts. That will get the night started. He's up against Jorge Lagunas. His last 9 wins have all come by knockout. We are underway with Zuffa Boxing 3, live from the Meta Apex here in Vegas right now. Great Sunday here in Vegas just before a rare West Coast cold front comes through, but hopefully we'll be heating things up in the ring a little bit. We expect red-hot action inside the Meta Apex. Dario Kuchmenov, well-traveled Russian-born lightweight, heavy-handed, proving he can close the show. Now up against the 19-win Jorge Lagunas. He is the target. Jorge has decided to move up his plans to fight. Took on this challenge just a week and a half ago, was scheduled to fight a few weeks from now. He's been a pro for nearly 9 years, has taken on all levels of challenges in all but one of his fights. He's been in his native Mexico. This will be his U.S. debut. Dario the Wolf Kuchmenov, Russian-born but lives in Hollywood, California, and that means one thing: a wild card boxing club fighter. Trained by Ernie Zavala, heavy-handed, loves to go to the body, loves to find the target and stay right on it. Let's look at the tail of the tape in our opening lightweight bout. See the reach advantage for Lagunas, both orthodox fighters. This to get us underway with our 8th bout lineup that'll be topped with F.A. Ajagba and Charles Martin heavyweight action. To the ring we go to Joe Martinez.
From the Meta Apex here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon and welcome to Zuffa Boxing 3, Ajagba versus Martin. And now, fight fans, we are set to go 6 rounds as scheduled in the lightweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing white trunks, he weighed in officially 135 pounds. In 26 professional fights, his record, 19 victories with 7 defeats, 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Desde Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, Jorge Piolos Lagunas. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing black trunks, he weighed in officially 134 1/2 pounds. In 9 professional fights, he stands perfect. 9 victories, no defeats, 7 wins coming by way of knockout. Here's the undefeated lightweight, fighting out of Hollywood, California. Here is Dario the Wolf Kuchmenov. And your referee in charge of the action is Mark Nelson.
All right, gentlemen, as discussed earlier, punches from here up are considered good. Punches here up are good. You had my instructions. You know what I expect. Clean fight, obey my commands, protect yourself at all times. Touch them up. Good luck.
Kuchmenov is usually coming to get you. And Laguna is willing to oblige in what I have seen of him. You mentioned the reach advantage, Joe, but his punches come looping and crooked usually.
Did suffer a KO loss last June. Bounced back with a 2-round knockout win back on December 12th.
Lagunas is always there to be hit, and Kuchmenov loves to hit. He starts early.
Yeah, right away. A lot of times you see a pressure fighter, Dre, take a few rounds to warm up. That's not Kuchmenov. He comes right from the opening bell.
That's how Kuchmenov gets warmed up, is by pressing forward and getting a good lather by letting the punches go and then starting to land.
They both missed right hands, but they were both close and they were both thrown with bad intentions.
In combination from Kuchmenov. Probing with that jab to the body.
very difficult when you're facing a fighter like Kuchmenov, even for an experienced fighter, because everybody expects to at least have one round to warm up and to get the game plan established. That's not the case right now for Lagunas.
But you see the way Laguna fights, he's okay. Like, he's trying to check him with the hook. He's trying to catch him with the right hands coming in. He's here for it.
Good body shot from Kuchmenov.
And goes back to that jab to the body. He's been targeting that belt line.
I love a fighter who is pressuring but doing it under control. Both fighters right there landed hooks.
Kuchmenov missed a hard hook, and then he shortened it up the next time Dre and landed it.
Those are the adjustments you want to see.
Went back to that body punch with the left hand after he threw the straight right.
It's a well-placed left hook.
Yeah, and the right hand is impressive. You know, if you watch I talk about chess sometimes when watching fights because they're similar in certain respects. If you watch a chess master play an expert, on the surface they're both doing things that look plausible, that look good. But the difference is usually that the master has a plan, and he's trying to execute a planning. Kuchmenov, Andre, seems to be the guy with the plan here, with the guy who's initiating and trying to, has an idea of what he wants to do, and Lagunas is reacting. Good right hand from Lagunas.
Yeah, firing back in that midst of that exchange. End of round one. Kuchmenov landing over 75% of his body punches in that first round.
Okay, respira hondo primero que nada. Respira hondo. Una vaselina. Otra vez, respira hondo, otra vez, otra vez.
Hey, one round easy, okay? Yeah. Just relax, take a deep breath. Yeah, that jab to the boy is working good. But your speed is too much for him, okay? All right? Stay relaxed and loose. All he has is that counter right hand. Just watch for it, all right? Deep breath again.
Es así, así, fuerte, golpearlo abajo del cinturón, aunque sea en la guardia, pero ahí mero, que sienta tu golpe, aguante.
Kuchmenov did a lot of good things in the first round. A lot of subtle but heavy shots like that, where he got his head off the line, didn't get hit or countered, but landed his own right hand. And we see right here, landed a short little left that we just cut to before you saw it, but it landed right there on the chin. Those are the subtleties that we saw from Kuchmenov throughout that first round.
Very active first round by Kuchmenov. He was 31 of 81 with his punches landed. You heard the trainer Ernie Zabava tell him, listen, in terms of Lagunas, all he has is that counter right hand. Be on the lookout for it. We did see one counter right hand from Lagunas in that first round that was effective.
The other thing about Kuchmenov, guys, is that was a fun round to watch, wasn't it? Like, there's some guys that give you something to watch. It's not just that he's pressuring. He's doing a lot of cute stuff in there while he's pressuring, right?
Yeah, it's violent, what it is, and it's also very skillful. And I love what the coach said in between rounds, because sometimes when your fighter looks that good in the first round, you don't recognize the one thing that he didn't do well, which was catch that right hand. And good shot right there.
Is that left hand low to bait the right hand? Do you think he wants to counter the right hand?
Kuchmenov is just in control. When he gets closer, it comes higher. When he's far enough away where he feels like he's out of range, it'll drop a bit.
And it's violent with volume. There is that right hand. You see the replay in the lower left corner.
But that was a good call from the corner to say this is all he has, because that could be the difference in the fight if you're not aware of it. The reason Kuchmenov is able to walk to Lagunas is because he is using the jab. His presence is there even when he's not punching. That unnerves the fighter. He's feinting, which is great because the fighter never knows if it's going to be a feint or a punch. But the jab, the lead hand, is the first thing that hits Lagunas before the big shots land.
But one of the things in boxing scoring that I never loved was effective aggression, right? Like the idea that, I mean, effective, yes, but the idea that you want the fighter to be aggressive, because I like a lot of counterpunchers. You can move away and still be effective, but Kuchmenov shows you why you get points for that. He's making the fight constantly.
He just took 2 good shots there from Lagunas. That right hand that the coach called out, but then also a sweeping left hook like he just tried right there in Lagunas.
There's that counter right hand from Lagunas. That time it was off the mark, but he did have some spirited offense moments ago.
He's a veteran, and he's dangerous until the final bell.
I just love the way Kuchmenov makes the fight.
But he can't go to sleep.
Or he'll go to sleep.
Exactly.
Good right hand to the body. Kuchmenov.
When I say don't go to sleep for Kuchmenov, it means always expect something to come back from the opponent.
He just did what you'd want to see, Andre. He picked off about 5-6 shots with just little subtle movement.
He was able to block that 3-punch combination from Lagunas. Dariel the Wolf Kuchmenov. Let's get to know him a little better.
My name is Dariel Kuchmenov. I'm fighting from Russia. My nickname is Wolf. My dad, since I was small, was telling me every time, your eyes like a wolf, guys. I'm training right now in Wildcard Boxing Gym in Los Angeles. It's a very famous gym. The best boxers are right there. And this is the place where you have to be strong and you have to be able to accept the challenges. My job is just go there, be smart, be fast and strong, keep punching, keep winning the fight.
Deep breath. Deep breath. Deep breath. That's it. All right? Quick. Sit. All right?
Good active pace being set early on between Kuchmenov and Lagunas. Kuchmenov has landed 54 punches to Lagunas' 42. It's a combination punching where Kuchmenov has had success, landing 31% of his combination punches.
Even Kuchmenov's selection of punches. He's not always throwing combinations. It's like raindrops. It's just here, a little bit here, a little bit there. He'll throw a 2 or 3 punch combination, and then he'll throw a stiff jab. All those different rhythms and cadences is what you want to see from a guy like Kuchmenov. Good shot right there from Kuchmenov. Counter right uppercut.
Man, he's just an enjoyable fighter to watch, guys. I'm enjoying the hell out of this so far. Whatever style a fighter has, if you see, it's like music, right? You might prefer one genre to another, but you can recognize a good example of something. This is a really good example of a high-volume pressure fighter with responsible defense, plying his trade.
And varied offense.
Picks off the left hook. Not only brings up his right glove, but turns with the punch.
We talked earlier about standouts and diamonds in the rough. You see right away that Kuchmenov is a little bit different, and he has a lot of potential.
He does. I love the placement of punches.
Hands, guys.
Oh, good right hand. Good short right hand on the inside. Wrapping around that guard.
And if you're Lagunas, you got to continue to punch. You got to try to get a good shot through. You can't just allow Kuchmenov to do what he wants to do.
I also like the way Kuchmenov turns with the shots, Dre. A lot of times a guy who stands up a little straight, who's aggressive, who's not bobbing and weaving, doesn't ride the shot back as well as Kuchmenov does. But he's not only picking off with his guard, he's riding the shots.
Doing a lot of good things in there.
Another combination, it came with the right hand, the left hook upstairs, and then back down to the body with the left hand.
The way he controls the distance inside, gets inside the hook, gets outside of the right hand.
Now Lagunas tries to get to that belt line as well before he applies his right hand down the middle.
Yeah, Lagunas is a big underdog here, but he's not showing up to lose. He's trying his best. And, he's not accepting his fate, and Kuchmenov is just kind of overwhelming his defense.
He's just getting overwhelmed at the moment. Selection of body shots that start to wear you down, head shots that start to hurt you, and then you try to get yours, and you might land here and there, but you're missing the majority of your shots. It's discouraging, it's demoralizing, and you start to realize, do I want to be in?
That body shot, it was the left hook to the body, guys.
4, 5, 6.
And that was a matter of time.
7, 8, 9. Over here. You okay? Want to continue?
Yeah.
Want to continue?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a willing opponent, as Andre Ward can tell you. Best way to discourage him and maybe get him out of there is you concentrate on that body.
Take a quick look at this knockdown before we go to a short break, Trey.
Touch, 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 boom. That's the shot right there that had Lagunas thinking twice about staying in there any longer.
Pares bien, porque se te acomode bien, porque se va a dejar ir al hígado, ¿eh? Ok. Tienes más poder. Sí, güey, exacto. A nosotros todos vimos aquí que cuando suelta siente la pegada, güey, pero, ¿me entiendes? Agarra, diviértase, diviértase, párese y suelte, ¿ok? Suelte, cabrón, ¿no, güey? Tienes que quedar aquí, cabrón, vámonos.
Kuchmenov got Lagunas in trouble with a body shot. Let's see if he goes away from it or if he goes back to it.
Straight to action, round number 4. Sensational final minute of the third round by Kuchmenov. His work to the body has been so impressive. He's landing over 50% of his body punches, and he scored the knockdown, and now he's applying extreme pressure. Oh, right back to that body, and Lagunas held up to it.
That's going to end the fight. 1 or 2 more of those, I think. Guys, this is a prospect. Like, of all the prospects we've seen at Zuffa Boxing so far, it's not just the potential that you're looking for. What's the upside? Combine that with the style he's fighting in. Who wouldn't want to see this guy again?
Oh, there he goes again. Second knockdown scored.
5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Want to continue? Step here. It's okay? Okay.
2
Protect
minutes
yourself.
to work here in this fourth round for Kuchmenov.
Here's where a corner can help a fighter. The referee is saying, do you want to continue? Lagunas obviously has heart. But this contest, unless something crazy happens, has
Right
been
back to the
decided
body.
already.
Boy, that left hand to the body is doing serious damage.
The ref has to get in there.
Yeah, this may be a
There's
stoppage.
nothing left here.
Or the corner, Lagunas' corner could do
The corner's
him a favor
not going to
here.
do it.
Yep.
The ref has to get in there. He's looking.
Yeah, good.
That's
good
it.
job, ref.
That is a TKO victory for the Wolf. Dariel Kuchmenov, that is a very good showing by him.
If Kuchmenov is fighting, I'm watching.
Yeah, it's a bad punch. It's right on the lid, too.
The body work was sensational.
Kuchmenov never stopped going to the body when that's where all the trouble started. He just overwhelmed Lagunas. Didn't change anything, just kept doing what he was doing, being the superior fighter, punch selection, changing up from fast shots to hard shots, and it was enough, and the referee did a great job of getting in there at the right time.
Take a short break and get back to Zuffa Boxing 3. Kuchmenov scores a fourth-round TKO. When you look at the punch stats, you see a very, very game Jorge Lagunas, but he was overpowered, and especially with the 28 body shots landed by Kuchmenov, who runs his mark now to 10-0. Let's get the official particulars with Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 1 minute, 32 seconds, round number 4. Referee Mark Nelson steps in, puts a halt to the fight. Your winner by TKO and still undefeated, Dariel the Wolf Kuchmenov!
Shake his hand here.
Congratulations. That was a very impressive performance. You seemed to find that left hook to the body pretty early. Did you notice him reacting to it in a certain way? Why did you stay with that hook to the body?
Yeah, I just saw him getting down a little bit because I hurt him to the body. So the plan was just being hitting him to the body, to the jab, using your feints, and hit the body, so he's gonna get hurt. And then when I saw he got hurt, I just finished him.
I've seen you in the past, and you were impressive. But tonight, it seemed to me, may have been your best overall performance in terms of your defense, your offense, the way you were riding punches, blocking punches. What do you feel like this is your best performance to date?
Yeah, it was the best, my best version, but I'm just getting every day better and better. I feel like it's not even a half that I can show. I can be stronger, faster, smarter. I can go a long way.
Well, I'm sure we're going to be seeing you again real soon, and I can't wait. That was good stuff. Congratulations.
It was indeed. 10-0 is Dariel Kuchmenov. Dre, when the night started, I turned to you and I said, there is a trend that's been happening on Zuffa Boxing, and that is the younger prospect breakout star who elevates themselves with a performance here at the Meta Apex. This man just did that.
Kuchmenov jumps out right away when you see him fight. Not just the knockout power, but the placement of shots, knowing where to punch and when to punch, and then not throwing everything hard. Veteran fighters miss out on that. Veteran fighters tend to load up a lot, but this guy, Kuchmenov, was able to tap, 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 boom, land a big shot like you see right there, and he didn't go away from what worked for him. He's one of those guys that you wonder, why haven't I seen him sooner? And it's a guy that you want to see again.
And Max also in a division at 135 pounds that offers opportunity we've seen in recent weeks.
Mine, since I've been 6 years old, is becoming champion, and I won't stop till I get there. I'm ready for everything that comes in my way.
I want the best fighter in there, and I want to prove myself. And I don't want nobody to say that I took an easy route. If you ain't on board now, you're going to eventually be.
As a boxer, I would describe myself with intelligent, hungry, killer.
I'm a freight train coming at you trying to knock your head off. I got nothing to prove to nobody except for myself.
Nobody want to step into the ring with me, so it is what it is. So that's what is scared about me.
What makes me a great fighter is my speed. These guys don't move like that, especially in the heavyweight division. And that speed, man, that speed is everything.
Great fight day here in Vegas. ZB3, Zuffa Boxing 3. That'll be headlined with the first heavyweight main event for Zuffa Boxing. That starts at 9 o'clock Eastern, right here on Paramount Plus. Show you what you're in store for with the 3 fights that will be headed your way. And we're going to open up with undefeateds in the lightweight division, Abel Mejia against Jabriel Pay Benito. That could be the kind of scrap that you don't want to miss. A lot of folks are very high on Umar Jembekov, the 13-0 with 9 knockouts fighter who is trained by Wildcard's Marvin Somodio. Then it is our main event, F.A. Ajagba and Charles Martin in an intriguing heavyweight main event. Let's dig in on Charles Martin for a moment. For those of us that follow the sport day in and day out, we have great familiarity with him. This is a guy who had one of the alphabet soup belts for just a moment, a cup of coffee with it. Now here in the later stages of his career, he feels very confident with the form he's in headed into this fight, Max.
He's a southpaw. First of all, right away, there aren't that many southpaw heavyweights. He has the size, he has skills, and he has punching power. He has not really ever put it all together. And there were a bunch of heavyweights in the 80s like this, Dre, where you said, this guy's talented. What if he put it all together? Based on what we've seen of him recently, based on talking to him recently, and what we've been hearing, this may be Charles Martin tonight putting it all together, and he's going to have to beat Efe Ajagba.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to because, you know, he's a fighter who has been to the mountaintop for a brief moment, like you mentioned, Tess. He won the IBF title. He knows what that feels like and tastes like. But he's also been given chance after chance after chance. And there are some chances that Martin has gotten that he's taken advantage of. Other chances against the bigger names, he's not taken advantage of. And it's for one reason or another. But for all fighters, you get that one final chance. And he needs to win tonight against Efe Ajagba and look good doing it, so it's not his final chance tonight.
He has constantly described himself this week as being resilient. It has been a roller coaster ride of a career. Of course, he had a high watermark and made a lot of cash when he had one of the heavyweight championships. More recently, he's coming off a long layoff of a year and 3 months. That is our heavyweight main event. And coming up next, we will see Emiliano Alvarado against Devin Gant. Alvarado is an 18-year-old who's 9-0 with 5 knockouts. Right back to live fight action. Zuffa Boxing 3 from Vegas.
When I get into the ring, I become a demon. Devin Gant, be ready for what's coming.
I'm going in there to knock him out, so may the best man win.